How are we doing, guys? ALTV, Middlesbrough 1, Leeds 1, it's play racing time. So let's get straight on with Kiko Casilla. Now, Kiko Casilla made a crucial save in that first half. Brilliant save by George Saville, got down really quickly and got a good hand on it as well, palmed it away, not back into the danger area. But on crosses, I didn't think Kiko was convincing at all, to be honest, on crosses, corners, etc, etc. You know, he just never seemed decisive enough for me. And there was one big chance for Aidan Flint, which came from sort of Kiko flapping in that lot. And we know he's going to punch rather than catch crosses. But I just felt yesterday he was creating a lot of his own problems, you know, in that first half. But second half, to be fair, he was much better. Much more decisive, trying to catch stuff. Good distribution. His distribution was there in the second half. I thought it was a decent enough Kiko performance. I'd go 6 out of 10. Just had a crazy 5 or 10 minutes in sort of the middle of the first half. But there we go. It was a decent enough performance of Kiko at the end of the day. Right back, Luke Ayling. It was just a poor performance off Luke Ayling yesterday. I thought in the first half especially, his positional sense was all over the place. You know, I could see what he was trying to do. He was trying to press George Saville every time he got the ball, because George Saville, Johnny Howson were both the most advanced midfielders. George Saville was getting the ball, Luke Ayling was trying to press him, but it was creating that space for George Friend all the time, and George Friend caused absolute havoc on that left-hand side yesterday. Some of the crosses he was putting into that box were superb, and in the end, the goal came from that situation. I felt on the ball, it never really happened for Luke Ayling either. I thought he gave the ball away a couple of times, and look, I'm Luke Ayling's biggest fan, you know, and it's sad to see him out of form at the minute, but I think probably the best solution is just giving him a couple of games out of the first team. You know, give Jamie Shackleton a chance, let Luke Ayling get back to top fitness. You know, I think maybe he was rushed in a little bit, you know, when he became available. I know why Marcelo Bielsa did that, because at the end of the day, if Luke Ayling's available, you're probably going to play Luke Ayling, but at the minute, he's out of form, let's be honest, and it is sad to see, but you still got to back Luke Ayling. I go 4 out of 10 for me. Centre-backs, Pontus Jansson. Now, Pontus Jansson, I thought defensively was fine. I thought he did a good job on Jordan Hugill. When Britt Assombalonga came on, I thought he stretched him out a bit more. I thought he gave him a little bit more of a test. You know, sort of at times was trying to just, you know, get down that channel and just causing a couple of problems there for Britt Assombalonga. But in general, I thought Pontus was solid enough. And I felt he caused problems in the in Bora's box as well. You know, on corners, set pieces, he was winning a lot of flick-ons and causing a lot of havoc there. So I'll go about 7 out of 10. I thought it was a decent Pontus Jansson performance. Liam Cooper. I thought Liam Cooper was next level. You know, I thought he was superb, to be honest. I felt Jordan Hugill caused him no problems. I thought he really, I thought he won that battle comfortably. You know, in the air, on the ground, etc, etc. Okay, Britt Assombalonga caused a couple of more problems, but for me, Liam Cooper was superb yesterday. And then, of course, he makes a crucial contribution in that goal. You know, the set piece, he gets that flick on, he sees the run off Calvin Phillips, and I think he's 100% meant that. And it's a lovely head on there, and it's created the goal as well. So I'll go an 8 out of 10 for Liam Cooper. Left back, Evgen Alioski, a lot like Luke Ayling in that first half. Constantly, it was sort of the opposite. He was trying to press Johnny Howson and was creating space for Ryan Shotton, and it was just a problem all the first half. You know, the overloads out wide, and it was coming from, you know, being a bit too eager in that lot. And he sorted it out in the second half. I felt a bit more. He was a bit more solid, but it wasn't a great defensive performance of Evgen Alioski. I know he's filling in at left back at the minute, or he might be the #1 choice at left back, I don't know. You know, obviously Barry Douglas isn't available, wasn't available yesterday. We don't know the situation on that. For me, Barry Douglas will start at left back, you know, every day of the week. You know, for me, I still think Barry Douglas is a top player, even if he has got a bit of criticism over the last couple of weeks. But, you know, he saw the weakness Alioski has defensively, I felt yesterday. I think certainly in terms of positional sense, I thought he was all over the place. I think if you're going to play him as a left back, he has to play in a left wing back role as a back three, and then sort of ahead of the back three for me. You know, if I don't think he's got the positional sense to be solid enough to be able to start in left back for us. Well, that's just my personal opinion. I thought going forward he did okay. You know, some lovely balls into the box. In the end, it was a set piece that led to the goal. But it's a decent enough performance of Evgen Alioski. I go 6 out of 10. You know, poor first half, but much better second half for me. A lot of the team improved in that second half, to be honest, individually as well. 2 screen midfielders. So Calvin Phillips, first of all. Calvin Phillips man of the match yesterday for me. Maybe a slight question mark on the goal when you lost the ball, but at the end of the day, it's a slight little error. You know, there's a lot more that led to that goal than just that. But other than that, I thought he was absolutely superb. To be honest, I felt he was outnumbered at times, but coped with it well, kept the ball well. I think he completed like 92% of his passes yesterday. I think beforehand, and he was really positive in terms of distribution. Broke up things well in general, and of course gets himself the goal. I thought it was a nice and solid Calvin Phillips performance. I think he really helped to build that momentum in the last 35 minutes that we built in that game, and I go about 8 out of 10 I'll go for Calvin Phillips. I thought he was superb, to be honest. Mateusz Klich, I didn't think it happened for Mateusz Klich yesterday. I know he's playing a little bit deeper now, and to allow Kemar Roof to play further up. well, from what I can see, there's a lot of debate about where Matthijs Klick is playing at the minute. Whether we're playing 4-2-3-1 or 4-1-4-1. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, it's 4-1-4-1. But for me, it seems Calvin Phillips, Matthijs Klick's playing a little bit deeper. He's playing more box-to-box now, rather than starting as a high 8 like he was at the start of the season in a 4-1-4-1, directly ahead of Phillips. I think he seems to be playing a little more alongside Phillips now. Okay, that is down to interpretation. Some people might say we're still playing 4-1-4-1. I don't know, to be honest, but for me, looking at it, it still looks like a 4-2-3-1 and that loss. But for me, Matthijs Klick, it never happened for yesterday. I think it just didn't happen at all, to be honest. Some nice passing maybe at the start of the game, but I didn't see enough there. I didn't think in a big game you want to see more of Matthijs Klick there. And look, I'm a massive Matthijs Klick fan, but I've got to be honest, last 2 games, it hasn't performed, for me. It just hasn't happened for him. But look, you have to keep Matthijs Klick in that team, for his box-to-box running. But it's a tough game yesterday for Matthijs Klick. I didn't really see anything. He didn't do anything wrong as such, but I just didn't see. He didn't do much right either. So I've got to go about a 5 out of 10 for me. I think we improved actually as he came off the pitch, which has to be quite telling, unfortunately. But again, look, he's a top player at the end of the day. Right hand side, who started on the right? Jack Harrison. Now Jack Harrison did improve that last half an hour, but I didn't see enough from him again. I don't think he pressed the ball well. I don't think he worked hard enough, to be honest. I don't think he tracked back well enough. I think he surely saw Luke Ayling struggling at right back, to track that George Friends run. I felt he could have covered better there. Maybe he was instructed not to. Maybe he was instructed to stay high, but I just didn't see enough from him off the ball. You want to see more than that for me. If that on the ball, yeah, he was a bit more positive that last 60, 70 minutes. I think he does look a lot better on the left-hand side. But you've got to see more than that for me, off Jack Harrison. I'll go about a 5 out of 10. Nothing really major happened through Jack Harrison for me, other than that cross for Pontus that hit the post. I can't really think of anything too major that Jack Harrison did to contribute to the game, if I'm being honest. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh there. I'll go about 5 or 6 out of 10. Number 10, who played in the number 10? It was Kemal Roof for much of the game. Kemal Roof, I thought, was the star of that first half. He was really positive with the ball. He didn't make loads happen, but whenever he got the ball, he was trying to be brave with it and just drive at that Middlesbrough back 5, and he did sort of create the space a bit more. Second half, he was a lot quieter. He missed that big chance as well. It was a great save off Darren Randolph as well, the double save. But you expect Kemal Roof to probably score that in the form he's been in this season. Certainly goal scoring wise, it was a decent performance of Kemal Roof. I'll go 6 out of 10. Left hand side, Jack Clarke. Obviously we've heard the news about Jack Clarke. It looks like he's okay. From the sounds of things, not heard too much today. It was a pretty ineffective performance all in all of Jack Clarke today. But look, the main thing is Jack Clarke gets better. That's the absolute main thing. We don't want to rush him back into the team. That pales into insignificance the result yesterday. The main thing was that Jack Clarke was okay, and it sounds like he was, which was all good. And full credit to Tony Pulis as well. The first thing he said, I think, was about Jack Clarke, which just shows the class of the guy. He's been. I think, to be fair, I've watched his two interviews. The one before the game, the one after the game, and to be fair, he's absolutely top class, isn't he? Let's be honest. It's not very often I will praise an opposition manager, but he's a top class guy, isn't he? Through the middle, yesterday, Patrick Bamford. I have to be honest, I thought it was a shocking performance of Patrick Bamford. And look, he clearly, I don't think he was ready to start. I think that was clear from the off, really. That first half was pretty ineffective. He misses that really, really big chance and just kept losing the ball all the time, trying to be a bit too clever. You can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to be positive with the ball, but just kept losing it all the time. We couldn't really build any momentum. I'm going to be really harsh here. I'm going to have to go about 3 out of 10. I'll be honest, I thought it was a really, really poor performance of Patrick Bamford yesterday. And it was really sort of emphasised by that miss as well. You have to be scoring them for me. Certainly at that point in the game. But, look, I'm a massive Patrick Bamford fan. And, I'd probably give him a rest, I'd probably give him a rest, get him at full fitness for me. But that's my personal opinion. I didn't think he looked quite ready on it yesterday. He certainly didn't look as sharp as he did against Norwich. I think maybe after half an hour he's sort of telled fitness-wise. But, look, Patrick Bamford's a top player, and he's going to be a big part of this run-in now for us. So substitutions, I'm trying to think who the first substitution was. We made one at half-time. Pablo came on for... who did Pablo come on for? I can't even remember who Pablo came on for now. I'm filming this on the Sunday morning, by the way, so do forgive me for forgetting who Pablo came on for. But Pablo, I thought we looked a lot more... Sorry, Pablo came on for Jack Clarke. I don't know what's going on in my head today. Pablo came on for Jack Clarke. And look, it wasn't a vintage Pablo performance. He lost George Friend at the end of the day for the goal. But he did start to make things happen in the last 30, 35 minutes. Some lovely cross-field passing. The lovely through ball into Patrick Bamford, which a fully fit Patrick Bamford probably gets on the end of and finishes off. and that's an assist to Pablo. But at the end of the day, he made things happen, Pablo. It wasn't the vintage Pablo performance, but he improved us when he came on. They go about 6 out of 10. You know, I'll probably take a mark off for his defending on the goal. But look, I love Pablo. Pablo has to start games for me. Pablo has to start every game. He's the first name on that team sheet for me. He's just the most creative player in the league. It's quite simple, really. He makes things happen for this team. Other substitution, Mateus Klick came off for Tyler Roberts when we changed into a sort of a 4-4-2 diamond. Well, what looked like a 4-4-2 diamond. To be honest, Tyler Roberts sort of seemed to be at the top of the diamond. I thought he was totally ineffective, to be honest, Tyler. You know, I thought his decision making was poor. I just think he's better up top. You know, they even consider starting him up top against Swansea, to be honest. You know, I think if Patrick Bamford's not fully fit, I prefer Tyler Roberts up top. You know, I really do rate him as a player, but I don't think he's quite got that that quality of pass to play in that 10 role. I think he works hard in that 10 role. He presses really well. He wins the ball high up the pitch, and he's good at keeping the ball. But I just don't think he has that quality on the ball, to be honest. That's just my personal opinion. I think he's a really good battler. I really like him, and I think Leeds fans really like him. He's a really popular sort of player amongst the fans. Probably one of the more underrated players in this team for me. But I'd go about 5 out of 10 yesterday for Tyler Roberts. I thought it was one of his probably poorest games for Leeds. In all honesty, I just didn't think he really affected the game enough from my point of view. Jamie Shackleton came on with 10 minutes to go with Luke Ayling. I thought Jamie Shackleton looked really good when he came on. Go 7 out of 10. Didn't have to do much defensively because at the end of the day we were pushing up high. Middlesbrough were sort of trying to sit back and counter us, but couldn't break out on the counter attack. So yeah, I'd go 7 out of 10 for me. I just thought he kept the ball well. He tried to be positive with the ball, and he sort of linked up pretty well with Pablo and created the space on that right hand side and the overloads, which in the end, you know, contributed to us getting a goal in that loss. But for me, Jamie Shackleton was absolutely fine when he came on. He's done well whenever he started games for us, and I'd start him on Wednesday. I really would. You know, I think he really does deserve his chance now. He's come on and positively influenced the game. He's done well when he's played. I love Luke Ayling, but Jamie Shackleton is the man in form at the minute for me. I'd start him 100% against Swansea on Wednesday. Let us know in the comments down below if you agree with that. If you agree with the maybe assessment of possibly starting Tyler Roberts on Wednesday as well, to give, you know, sort of Patrick Bamford a bit more of a rest. I'd have Patrick as more of a Paddy as more of a impact sub as well. But that's my ratings anyway. Might be a bit of disagreement there. Some of them I couldn't quite decide on, so allow myself a little bit more time to think about it. But that's my player ratings anyway. I've been Oscar Marriott, Leeds TV. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you later.